The twin suns of Narrated rose slowly over the quiet hills. It was a peaceful colony. People lived simple lives, farming, building, raising families. The air was clean, the skies were calm. Children laughed as they played in the fields, running between tall silver plants that grew in the rich soil. No one expected war. No one thought of danger. The people of Narrated believed they were safe. The colony was protected by peace agreements. It had no weapons, no soldiers, just scientists, workers, and families. Earth had promised protection, and the people trusted that promise. That morning, a little girl named Lyra picked flowers for her mother. She smiled as she ran across a green field, her small boots kicking up dust. Her younger brother Tenno followed her, laughing. Their home was a small dome made of glass and steel, surrounded by a quiet forest. In the sky above them, something strange appeared. At first, no one noticed. A dark shape, high in the sky, silent, unmoving. Then another, and another. Within minutes, there were 10 black shapes above the colony. No lights, no signals, no warning. The sky grew darker. An old man named Ravi, the colony's weather watcher, was the first to speak on the radio. Unknown ships, above the colony, no ID codes. This is not a drill. The calm peace of the morning broke like glass. Parents grabbed their children. Farmers dropped their tools. The mayor tried to contact Earth, but the long-range system was weak. They sent a message anyway. Narrated, under unknown threat. No weapons. Please help us. We are peaceful. But help would not come in time. Without warning, the sky opened. Red fire rained from the ships. Buildings exploded. Houses turned to dust. The forest burned. The school, the hospital, the water plant, everything was hit. The attack was fast, cruel, and cold. People ran, screamed, cried. But there was nowhere to go. The colony had no underground shelters. It had never needed them. Lyra and Tenno were separated from their parents in the chaos. Their mother tried to reach them, but a fireball hit the ground between them. She screamed their names as the heat and smoke swallowed her. Above them, the ships moved slowly, calmly, like hunters with no fear. The attackers did not speak. They did not land. They did not ask for surrender. They simply destroyed, in the command center. Ravi and a few others stayed behind to send out one last signal. The room shook with every hit. Lights flickered, panels sparked. Still, Ravi kept speaking, to Earth Command. This is Narrated. We are under attack. They are not pirates. They are organized, advanced. We have no defenses. Civilians are dying. Please respond. He sent the message again and again, until a blast tore through the wall. The signal went silent. Outside, the land burned. Smoke covered the sky. The ships above slowly turned and began to leave. Their mission was done. From the rubble of a broken home, a single camera drone flew upward. It was damaged but still working. It recorded the ruins below the destroyed colony, the burning trees, the lifeless streets. It flew higher and higher, following the ships as they vanished into the stars. It would take 3 days to reach Earth. In the middle of the ruins, a young boy crawled out from under a broken wall. It was Tenno. His face was black with ash. He held a small stuffed toy burnt, but not destroyed. He was crying, but he was alive. He was one of the few. The colony of Narrated was gone, but the message had been sent, and soon Earth would hear it. 3 days after the fall of Narrated, deep in the cold silence of space, a signal reached an old space station. This station was far from Earth. It floated quietly near the edge of the solar system. Few people worked there. It was called Relay Post Econend. It was often forgotten, but on this day, something changed. A man named Jaron Holt, an old technician with tired eyes, was drinking coffee and watching the same silent screen he had seen for years. Nothing ever happened. Echo 9 was not important anymore. Suddenly, an alarm beeped. Jaron looked up. A red light blinked on his console. Incoming long-range signal. From deep space. He clicked to open it. The message was broken static and noise. But through the chaos, a voice came. Narrated under attack. Civilians dying. No weapons, please. Respond. Jaron's hands shook. He replayed the signal. It was real. It had timestamps, emergency codes, even video footage. He saw the colony on fire. He saw black ships in the sky. He saw children running. He didn't waste time. He sent the signal straight to Earth Defense Command. On Earth, inside a giant white tower in New Geneva, the leaders of the human fleet gathered. The room was cold, gray, silent. Around the main table sat generals, admirals, and intelligence officers. In the center stood Admiral Lena Voss, known as the Iron Shield of Earth. She was not young. Her hair was gray, her eyes sharp like a blade. She had seen many wars, but not for a long time. She watched the footage from Nyora 7. She did not blink dot around her. Others spoke. We need more proof. Maybe it was a pirate attack. That colony was small. We can't risk starting a war. Voss said nothing. Then she stood and spoke one line. They killed children. The room went silent. That was not a raid. That was extermination, she continued. And now they will learn that Earth protects its own. Hours later, alarms rang across Earth's orbit. The 7th human fleet was activated. Ships were powered up. Weapons were loaded. Crews were recalled. These were not just normal ships. These were warships built after the last Great War. Silent, deadly, fast. The largest ship, HSS Vengeance, prepared for launch. It had no luxury. It was made only for one thing: destruction. Admiral Voss stood on the bridge and looked at the stars. Set course for Nyora 7, she said. We are not going to talk. We are going to answer. As Earth's fleet moved into deep space, the people of Earth watched from their homes. On news screens, they saw the burning colony. They saw the crying faces of survivors, and they saw Voss's final message to the enemy sent in every known language. You attacked the defenseless. You left no mercy. Now, Earth comes for justice. Meanwhile, far across the stars, the Zarkith Dominion, the attackers received Earth's message. They laughed. Their commander Varnak, the Cold, smiled. Let them come. Let them try. Humans are weak. We will crush them too. But he did not know what was coming. Earth's ships were not made for defense. They were made for war. Far away from Earth, deep in Sector 19 Gamma, a dark fleet floated in orbit around a red gas giant. These were the ships of the Zarkith Dominion, the alien race that destroyed Nyora 7. Their ships were black like shadow and shaped like long blades, silent, cold, deadly, on the bridge of the command ship. Bloodfang Commander Varnak, the Cold, stood with his hands behind his back. His face was sharp, his skin gray-blue, and his eyes glowing yellow. He watched the video sent by Earth Admiral Voss's warning. He laughed. These humans still believe in honor, Varnak said. They think war is fair. They are wrong. Behind him, his officer smiled. To them, humans were small, soft creatures, useful for trade, easy to kill. The Zarkith had watched humanity grow across the stars. They waited, and now they had struck. Earth will come, said one of the captains. Should we prepare defenses? Varnak turned slowly. No, he said, let them come. They will bring their best. We will destroy them and then take their colonies one by one. The Zarkith believed in strength. They had crushed many worlds. They thought Earth would be no different. They didn't know Earth had changed. On a small, burnt moon near Nyora 7, a Zarkith scout team searched the ruins for anything useful. Among the broken buildings and ashes, they found a half-buried drone camera. It was still recording. They took it and played the footage. It had captured everything: the attack, the screams, the fire, the ships in the sky. It also showed the face of a young survivor, Tenno. The boy had crawled from the rubble. He had looked directly into the camera. His eyes were filled with fear, and something else in Gar. Varnak watched that clip closely. A child survived? He asked. Yes, Commander, the scout replied. Then Earth will come with fire. Leaned forward. Good, he whispered. Let them burn. Back on Earth, inside the Vengeance, Admiral Voss watched the same video. She paused when she saw Tino's face. She didn't speak for a moment. Then she said to her officers, make sure that boy's face is never forgotten. He is why we fight. Earth's fleet jumped into warp space. Engines roared. Lights vanished. The stars stretched into white lines. They were coming, and they were not coming to talk. The stars around Nyora 7 had returned to silence. Smoke still rose from the broken colony. The ground was black. The forests were gone. No voices could be heard. Only wind, ash, and silence. The Zarkith scout ships floated above the planet like vultures. They scanned for survivors. They found none. Or so they thought. Deep underground, in a collapsed water tunnel, the boy Tenno was still alive. He lay quietly, holding his toy. His eyes stared upward, waiting. Suddenly, the sky above Nyora 7 changed. The stars shimmered, then bent, then ripped open. A hole in space tore wide, glowing with white light. One by one, Earth's warships dropped out of warp. The first ship to arrive was the HSS Vengeance, a giant, black triangle, nearly 2 kilometers long. Its engines were silent. Its weapons glowed with blue energy. Following it came 12 more ships, each one armed with railguns, plasma cannons, and stealth drones. On the bridge of the Vengeance, Admiral Voss stood tall. "We have arrived," she said. "Scan the system, lock targets, prepare to fire." Around her, the crew moved fast. Calm, ready. This was not their first battle. But this one felt different. This was personal. In orbit above Nyora 7, the Zarkith warships saw Earth's fleet. Commander Varnak received the alert. "The humans have come," said one of his officers. "How many?" Varnak asked. 13 ships, only 13. He smiled. "Then they've come to die." But Varnak did not know Earth's ships were not normal. They were veteran destroyers, prated fast, deadly, built for one reason, to end threats. Earth's fleet moved into attack formation. The Vengeance led the way. Behind it came HSS Stormfall, HSS Orion, and the stealth carrier Phantom Blade. On the bridge, Voss gave the order. "Target their closest ship. Fire all weapons." A moment of silence. Then pure destruction. The Vengeance fired for rail shots. They moved faster than sound-massive metal rods. Burning through space, the nearest Zarkith destroyer exploded, instantly broken in half. Burning. More shots followed. Plasma cannons lit the darkness. Earth's ships moved like predators, fast, smart, deadly. The Zarkith fleet returned fire. Red beams crossed the black sky. But Earth's ships had shields. They dodged, weaved, fired back. One Earth ship, the HSS Valor, was hit but not destroyed. On board, young officer Mira Rain kept the guns running. "We're still alive," she said, "and we're not done yet." She fired a missile. It struck a Zarkith cruiserand, ripped it apart. Commander Varnak watched the battle from a distance. His smile faded. "These humans are not weak." And officer beside him said, "They're fighting like they've already won." Varnak growled. "Send for reinforcements, now." Back on Earth's flagship, Voss looked at the damage they had done in minutes. "That's only the beginning," she said. "They thought we would be afraid? They were wrong." She pointed at the screen. "Next target, their command ship." Her voice was cold. "We will not stop." The sky above Nyora 7 was now a battlefield. Earth's warships moved like angry giants, silent and deadly. The Zarkith fleet, once confident, was breaking apart. Ship after ship exploded under Earth's firepower. On the bridge of the HSS Vengeance, Admiral Lena Voss stood calm, her eyes cold. "They gave no mercy," she said. "We give none in return." Across the fleet, Earth's soldiers worked. With quiet focus, inside the HSS Stormfall, Captain Ryan Vale gave the order to launch drones. Small black machines shot out of the ship, each one armed, fast, and guided by AI. They flew into the battle. Cutting through enemy hulls like knives through paper in space, Zarkith ships tried to regroup, but Earth's ships pushed harder. Every move was clean. Every strike was final. On the Zarkith command ship, Bloodfang Commander Varnak growled, "How are they so strong?" "They were farmers, miners, traders," his officer replied. "Their fleet is small, but it is deadly. These are not civilians. These are warriors." Varnak's pride turned to rage. "Call the reinforcements. Call the entire fleet." But it was already too late for many of his ships back on Nyora 7. Young Tenno heard the sounds above. Booms, crashes, fire in the sky. He crawled out of the collapsed tunnel and looked up. His small face was covered in dust. Then he saw Iton Earth dropship landing near the ruins. Soldiers in black armor stepped out. One of them, a woman named Lieutenant Kyra Sloan, saw Tenno. She ran to him. "You're safe now," she said softly. "Earth is here." Tenno didn't speak. He just pointed to the sky. The battle still raged, but hope had returned in space. Earth's fleet continued the assault. The Phantom Blade, a stealth ship, appeared behind the enemy lines and destroyed 2 cruisers before vanishing again. Inside, Commander Elric Voss smiled. "We're not just fighting," he said. "We're hunting." On the Vengeance, Admiral Voss gave her next order. "Send a final message to the Zarketh." Her communications officer nodded. The message was short. "You attacked the helpless. Now Earth has come. Surrender, or be erased." The Zarketh did not reply, so Voss spoke once more. Then erase them. The fleet fired again. Cannons are AILGUNS. The Zarketh line broke. Ships ran. Some begged for escape. Earth's ships did not chase them. They destroyed them. No warning, no talks, just justice. Inside her ship, Admiral Voss watched the last enemy cruiser explode. "Let this be a message," she said. "Earth does not forget. Earth does not forgive. And Earth does not run." The stars above Nyora 7 were filled with fire. Half of the Zarketh fleet had been destroyed. Their ships burned like falling stars. The sky shook with each explosion. Earth's warships stood strong, bruised, but not broken. But the fight was not over. Inside the Zarketh command ship, Bloodfang, Commander Varnak, the Cold stared at his screen. His eyes were wide with rage. "Enough games," he growled. "Send in the reinforcements." All of them, across the stars, 40 Zarketh warships jumped into the system. The space around Nyora 7 lit up with red light. They had come for revenge back on Earth's flagship Vengeance. Admiral Lena Voss watched as red warning lights flashed across the control panels. "Multiple contacts," the officer reported. "Zarketh. Reinforcements. A full battle group." Voss did not flinch. "Then we hold the line." The new Zarketh ships were bigger, stronger, faster. They swarmed toward Earth's fleet like a wave of fire. Earth's ships responded quickly. Missiles flew, shields flared, lasers cut through space. But this time, it wasn't enough. The Earth ship's Stormfall was hit on its side, its engines failing. Inside, Captain Ryan Vale barked orders. "Divert power to shields. We're not falling today." The ship limped away from the front line, smoke pouring from its hull. Another ship, the Valor, was surrounded. Enemy beams tore into its outer hull. "We're changing." The Zarketh had numbers. Earth was being pushed back. On the Vengeance, Voss stood still. She knew her ships were tired. She knew the enemy was growing stronger by the minute. But she also had a secret. She turned to her communications officer. "Is Project Red Star ready?" "Yes, Admiral," he replied. "They're waiting for your signal." She nodded. "Send the command. Tell them the time is now." Far away, hidden deep behind an asteroid field, a single Earth ship came to life. It was small, black, silent. Project Red Star, a secret weapon. Earth had built and silenced a stealth ship with one mission: destroy the enemy's command from within. Inside the ship, Commander Nyla Cade checked her systems. "Target locked. We move now." The ship vanished into the stars. Back in the battle, Earth's fleet was fighting hard, but ships were falling. Fires raged, alarms screamed, and then something changed. On the Zarketh command ship, Commander Varnak felt a sudden shock. "What was that?" An officer turned. Unknown signal inside the ship. Its boom, a silent explosion, rocked. The Bloodfang from within. Project Red Star had arrived. It had entered the Zarketh flagship invisible, fast and deadly. Its small team planted charges in the ship's power core. And then they left just seconds before the Zarketh flagship exploded from the inside. On the Vengeance, Voss saw it. The enemy's command ship was gone. "They're leaderless," she said. "Now we finish it." The remaining Zarketh ships broke formation. Without Varnak, they were confused, disorganized. Some tried to fight, others tried to flee. But Earth's fleet struck hard, one by one. The enemy ships were destroyed. The sky turned quiet again. This was the turning point. On the ground, Tino stood beside Earth soldiers, watching the burning sky above. He didn't understand it all, but he knew one thing: Earth had come back. And it had come with power. The space above Nyora 7 was filled with broken ships, burning wreckage and silence. The last of the Zarketh warships tried to escape, turning away from battle. Engines flared. Distress signals were sent. But Earth's fleet did not stop. On the bridge of the Vengeance, Admiral Lena Voss gave the final order. No mercy, end it. Earth's warships moved in perfect formation, fast, sharp, focused. The Phantom Blade dropped out of stealth and took out to fleeing. Cruisers with a single strike, the Stormfall, still damaged but flying, fired its last missiles with perfect aim. Zarkith ships exploded one by one, even the HSS Valor. Bruised and burned, pushed forward and launched its railgun at a heavy enemy battleship, cutting it in half. Across the system, Earth showed the Zarketh what true fury looked like. This wasn't defense. This was retribution. This was Earth's full strength unleashed in the final hour of the battle. Only a handful of Zarkith vessels remained. One of them sent a final message. "We surrender, please. Stop." Admiral Voss watched the transmission in silence. "Did they show mercy on Narrated 7?" she asked. Her officer replied softly, "No, Admiral, not one." Voss gave a cold nod. Then we returned the lesson. The transmission was ignored. Earth's ships opened fire one last time, and just like that, it was over. No Zarkith ship remained in the system. Not one. Total annihilation. Down on the surface of Narrated 7, young Tenno sat beside a soldier. They looked up at the quiet sky. The smoke was clearing. A dropship landed nearby. A rescue team stepped out, scanning for survivors. A medic looked at Tenno and smiled. "You're safe now," she said. Yuno looked up, still holding his burnt toy. He didn't speak. He didn't have to. The sky said everything. Back on Earth, the news spread fast. Earth answers with fire. Zarkith fleet destroyed after colony. Massacre, no more warnings. Earth is watching. People across the colonies felt something new. Not just grief, not just rage. They felt power, they felt unity, and they felt a promise. No attack on humanity would ever be ignored again. On the bridge of the Vengeance, Admiral Voss stood quietly. Her officer asked, "Should we return to Earth, ma'am?" She looked at the stars and replied, "Soon. First, we send a message to the galaxy." She spoke into the recorder. "To all who hear this, humanity is peaceful. But if you strike the innocent, know this: we will find you, and we will end you."